Hola, ¿cómo estás? I don't speak Spanish. Deuteronomy 25. If there is a dispute between people and they go to court, and the judges decide their case, and they declare the righteous innocent and pronounce the wicked guilty, then it shall be, if the wicked person deserves to be beaten, the judge shall then make him lie down and have him beaten in his presence with a number of lashes according to his wrongful act. He may have been beaten 40 times, but not more, so that he does not have him beaten with many more lashes than these, and that your brother does not become contemptible in your eyes. You shall not muzzle the ox while it is threshing. When brothers live together, and one of them dies and has no son, the wife of the deceased shall not be married outside the family to a strange man. Her husband's brother shall have relations with her and take her to himself as his wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brother to her. It shall then be that the firstborn to whom she gives birth shall assume the name of his father's deceased brother, so that his name will not be wiped out from Israel. But if the man does not desire to take his brother's widow, then his brother's widow shall go up to the gate of the elders and say, My husband's brother refuses to establish a name for his brother in Israel. He is not willing to perform the duty of a husband's brother to me. Then the elders of his city shall summon him and speak to him, and if he persists and says, I do not desire to take her, then his brother's widow shall come up to him, and in the sight of the elders, and pull his sandal off his foot, and spit in his face, and he shall declare, This is what is done to the man who does not build up his brother's house. And in Israel his family shall be called by the name, the house of him whose sandal was removed. If two men, a man and his countryman, have a fight with each other, and the wife of one comes up to save her husband from the hand of the one who is hitting him, and she reaches out with her hand and grasps the man's genitals, then you shall cut off her hand. You shall not show pity. That's kind of crazy. Don't grab no genitalia. You shall not have in your bag differing weights, a large and a small. You shall not have in your house differing measures, a large and a small. You shall have a correct and honest weight. You shall have a correct and honest measure, so that your days may be prolonged in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. For everyone who does these things, everyone who acts unjustly, is an abomination to the Lord your God. Remember what Amalek did to you on the way when you came out of Egypt, how he confronted you on the way and attacked among you all the stragglers at your rear when you were tired and weary, and he did not fear God. So it shall come about, when the Lord your God has given you rest from all your surrounding enemies in the land which the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance to possess, that you shall wipe out the mention of the name Amalek under heaven. You must not forget. Deuteronomy 26. Then it shall be, when you enter the land which the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance, and you take possession of it and live in it, that you shall take some of the first of all the produce of the ground, which you bring in from your land that the Lord your God is giving you, and you shall put it in a basket and go to the place where the Lord your God chooses to establish his name. And you shall go to the priest who is in the office at that time and say to him, I declare today to the Lord my God that I have entered the land which the Lord swore to our fathers to give us. Then the priest shall take the basket from your hand and set it before the altar of the Lord your God. And you shall respond and say before the Lord your God, My father was a wandering Aramean, and he went down to Egypt and resided there, few in number, but there he became a great, mighty, and populous nation. And the Egyptians treated us badly and oppressed us and imposed hard labor on us. Then we cried out to the Lord, the God of our fathers, and the Lord heard our voice and saw our wretched condition, our trouble, and our oppression. And the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, and with great terror, and with signs and wonders. And he has brought us to this place, and has given us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. And now behold, I have brought the first of the produce of the ground, which you, Lord, have given me. Then you shall set it before the Lord your God, and worship before the Lord your God. And you, the Levite, and the stranger who is among you, shall rejoice in all the good which the Lord your God has given you and your household. When you have finished paying all the tithe of your produce in the third year, the year of the tithe, then you shall give it to the Levite, to the stranger, to the orphan, and to the widow, so that they may eat in your towns and be satisfied. And you shall say before the Lord your God, I have removed the sacred portion from my house, and have also given it to the Levite, the stranger, the orphan, and the widow, in accordance with all your commandments which you have commanded me. I have not violated or forgotten any of your commandments. I have not eaten of it while mourning, nor have I removed any of it while I was unclean, nor offered any of it to the dead. I have listened to the voice of the Lord my God. I have acted in accordance with everything that you have commanded me. Look down from your holy dwelling place, from heaven, and bless your people Israel, and the ground which you have given us, a land flowing with milk and honey, just as you swore to our fathers. This day the Lord your God commands you to perform these statutes and ordinances. Therefore you shall be careful to perform them, with all your heart and with all your soul. Today you have declared the Lord to be your God, and that you will walk in his ways and keep his statutes, his commandments, and his ordinances, and listen to his voice. And the Lord has today declared you to be his people, his personal possession, just as he promised you, and that you are to keep all his commandments, and that he will put you high above all the nations which he has made, for glory, fame, and honor, and that you shall be a consecrated people to the Lord your God, just as he has spoken. Deuteronomy 27. Then Moses and the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, Keep all the commandments which I am commanding you today. So it shall be on the day when you cross the Jordan to the land which the Lord your God is giving you, that you shall set up for yourself large stones and coat them with lime, and write on them all the words of this law. When you cross over, so that you may enter the land which the Lord your God is giving you, a land flowing with milk and honey, just as the Lord, the God of your fathers, promised you. So it shall be, when you cross the Jordan, you shall set up these stones on Mount Abel, or Mount Ebal, as I am commanding you today, and you shall coat them with lime. Moreover, you shall build there an altar to the Lord your God, an altar of stones. You shall not wield an iron tool on them. You shall build the altar of the Lord your God of uncut stones, and you shall offer on it burnt offerings to the Lord your God. And you shall sacrifice peace offerings and eat there, and rejoice before the Lord your God. You shall write on the stones all the words of this law very clearly. Then Moses and the Levitical priests spoke to all Israel, saying, Be silent and listen, Israel. This day you have become a people for the Lord your God. So you shall obey the Lord your God, and do his commandments and his statutes, which I am commanding you today. Moses also commanded the people on that day, saying, When you cross the Jordan, these tribes shall stand on Mount Gerizim to bless the people: Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Joseph, and Benjamin. For the curse, these tribes shall stand on Mount Ebal: Reuben, Gad, Asher, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali. The Levites shall then respond and say to all the people of Israel with a loud voice, Cursed is the person who makes a carved image or cast metal image, an abomination to the Lord, the work of the hands of a craftsman, and set it up in secret. And all the people shall reply and say, Amen. Cursed is one who treats his father or mother contemptuously, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is one who displaces his neighbor's boundary marker, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is one who misleads a person who is blind on the road, and all people shall say, Amen. Cursed is one who distorts the justice due a stranger, an orphan or a widow, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who sleeps with his father's wife, because he has uncovered his father's garment, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is one who has sexual intercourse with any animal, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who sleeps with his sister, the daughter of his father or of his mother, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who sleeps with his mother-in-law, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who attacks his neighbor in secret, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who accepts a bribe to attack an innocent person, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is anyone who does not fulfill the words of this law by doing them, and all the people shall say, Amen. I'll make it short and sweet on that one. 28 is kind of long, so I don't want it to overrun super long. Thank you, 28. we'll stop there. Thank you.